What was the stupidest thing you ever said to your crush? It was graduation and I was talking to her while the valedictorian was giving his speech. She remarked that he is going to be great as a physicist after college. My stupid remark was, why would someone as smart as him want to be a gym teacher? Backstory, my high school days were spent skateboarding, playing MTG and watching MTV. I did go to college and get smarter, but 25 years later I still regret saying that. I posted this before, but what the hey, in high school, at the library, I bumped my hand against my friend/crush's erection, paused, grabbed it, squeezed and said, what the fuck do you have in your pocket? I wasn't playing dumb, I was just dumb. I could not look him in the eye for weeks. Insert every text I sent between the ages of 12 to 16. So for me it was that I fell right in front of him while holding a bag of popcorn, and then I asked him while laying on the floor, do you want some? I once told my crush they had beautiful eyes, but then I added, wait, let me put my glasses on. Smooth, right? I once tried to impress my crush by quoting a famous philosopher, but instead of sounding profound, I ended up sounding like I was reciting the menu at a taco stand. Let's just say Shakespeare I am not, and leave it at that. I walked up to him when he was sitting at a table of 3 other people, sat down, and said, I've decided that you are my boyfriend. And it was awkward silence. We then politely debated for a few minutes about how he wasn't my boyfriend, except I was insistent that he was. Meanwhile the onlookers were flabbergasted. I was 14, he was 16. Turns out he was secretly dating his best friend's ex-girlfriend. That cat didn't come out of the bag until months later. Fast forward a few years and he tells me I should have dated you. We were going surfing, it was the first time I was going. On the way there it started raining a bit, and I asked if it was still okay to surf in the rain. He looked at me a bit confused. So I asked if our feet would slip from the board if it's raining. I think I figured it out before his brain could find a nice way to ask if I was an idiot. Even when he asked me out, to be his GF, I said up to you. That also stunned him into silence. There are so many instances I must have said truly airheaded things to him. Anyhow, he still married me, lol. How does it look? While she was fixing her hair, to which I responded, I don't know. I'm not a girl. FFFFFOKIN hell M8. She was talking about how she looks a lot like her mother, and me trying to be subtle said, your mom is pretty hot, I'd fuck her, I just got a weird look, was one of those things that worked out better in my head, but when she looked at me like I was crazy I kind of froze up and couldn't save that situation. Back in high school, we had a new Korean student join our class. He was tall, wore black glasses, and was a hit with the girls. I remember one time he asked me for my name, and it made me really happy because it seemed like he was genuinely interested. So, I proudly told him, my name? Oh, it's insert name here. But you can call me Lee Sang-ian, because I had looked up that it was the Korean translation of my name. Looking back, I was just a clueless 12-year-old at the time. Now I'm 26 and still cringe thinking about his blank stare after I said that. Needless to say, I was too embarrassed to ever speak to him again. You have beautiful eyes, where did you get them? I asked if he wanted to marry me in Stardew Valley. Grade 8 crush. We were texting and she said her friend did her makeup and she thought she looked like a whore. Upon seeing her I agreed she looked like a whore. She never texted me again. Asked my crush if they were Wi-Fi, because I was feeling a strong connection, cue the awkward silence. I was about to leave town to go to college, and I wound up alone with the girl I had a crush on for months. We were lightly flirting all night. I worked up the courage and said to her, the last thing I want to do before I leave is kiss you. She interpreted that as meaning that I didn't want to kiss her, like that was the last thing I'd want. It hurt her feelings, and there was no way to convince her that I meant the opposite of that. Had her over for a movie. Sitting on the couch next to each other. And 10 minutes in she comes a little closer and said, "I've already seen this movie." Simply said back, "Oh, I haven't." She slides back and it was semi-awkward the rest of the movie. Didn't work out afterwards, lol. I went on a date with this guy once, major crush on him for a while. We went back to his place after and ended up having sex. He looked at me during and said, "You love my cock, don't you?" All seductive like. I stared at him and said, "I guess so." Threw the whole vibe off, but so did him saying cock like that. Not knowing what it meant, I told my crush that I had roast beef. I thought I was just talking about the color brownish because I'm mixed. Nope, not at all. He eventually explained it to me and now we've been together for over a year. This man said, "You deserve better." I said, "I don't want better, I want you." Ugh, I'm cringing, lol. Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see, might not be the smoothest line. That I liked her. Every time I've said it, I've been rejected. Told her I liked her. All those irrational fears turned out to be rational after all. I was talking to this Japanese guy recently. I mentioned to him that I wanted to visit Mount Fuji, and he responded by saying it's beautiful. But, cause I was a bit drunk, I just sorta blurted, "So what you're saying is that you're Mount Fuji?" Bro was hella confused and went, "How am I like Mount Fuji? I'm not fat." Then I had to explain how I mean he was beautiful like Mount Fuji, which made me cringe so bad cause who the fuck says that? God, that was sleazy. He sorta went, "Oh, thank you. But I'm a guy" after that. Now though, we do this funny sorta thing where instead of calling something pretty we go, "OMG, this dress is so MT Fuji," so I guess there's that. Now we both look like weirdos in public. See ya in chemistry. I don't have chemistry. Who are you? But there's chemistry between us. Yeah, take one step closer and I'll throw acid in your eyes. Never again. This guy I know said this. We were on a double date with this guy, the girl he liked, me and the girl I liked. He turns to his girl and says, "So, I hear ya like me." The girls and I laughed pretty hard. I said, "I have feelings for her." After saying that, I started crying automatically. I don't know why it happened. Oh man, during an awkward silence, I once blurted out to my crush, "Did you know sneezes travel at about 100 miles per hour? Fascinating, right?" She just stared at me and I realized my attempt to break the ice ended up freezing the moment. We never really talked much after that science fact disaster. Back in high school, had a situationship with a cute guy who played in a basketball tournament. Texted him, "Congrats on kissing ass. You were really awesome." I was supposed to say kicking ass. Damn autocorrect, but we just laughed about it. When I was younger, I was reading this Garfield comic. And in this one strip it said, in my native language, that this one word means "I like you." And the word actually meant fat. So I walked over to my crush, said with full chest ploso, "Oote Hannah aka Fatso, you are lovely." So I called my crush fat. Nice. I can touch my nose with my tongue. Surprisingly, she actually laughed and we went out. Hey, so. I see we share the same class. That's cool. Wait, why did I say that? Wait, why am I saying this? Shit, now she's looking at me weird. Yes, I did say all that. Let's just say word got around school, and now all the girls and guys avoid me. We had that stage of re-friendship with him. And so, when he came to my house, we were just kissing. I've been fucking cleaning all day, but I didn't shave in that very place. As a result, When he offered to jerk off to each other, I refused, saying that I would not jerk off to him sober. I meant that I wouldn't be so brave, but that's not how he understood it. Talking about nicknames, she gets visibly uncomfortable and reminds me she was homeschooled. I said, oh yeah, don't worry about it, your nickname would have been something bad like Smelly Kelly, not her real name, to reassure her that it wasn't a big deal. It was just the easiest name, and it's my opinion that kids are cruel assholes because I got bullied a lot. A week later she asked me why I said that, because Smelly Kelly is actually what her sisters called her because she was the oldest and hit puberty first. That was the last time we would ever just hang out. A lot of bullshit happened, but she never wanted to talk in person again. On our first date I took my crush to see the horror movie Us. I tried to be coy and hold her hand during a scary moment to be reassuring, and instead timed it out poorly and grabbed her hand during the quietest, least scary scene possible and robotically asked her, "Are you okay?" with a death grip on her poor hand. We've been together for 5 years now and got engaged last Christmas, thank fuck, because honestly I have no idea how to talk to women properly and am just amazed she likes me. I was like, "Are you a broom? 'Cause you've swept me off my feet." LMAO, and that burst of laughter, embarrassed as fuck. LMAO, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Say, do your ears secrete a lot of wax? Well, my crush is beer, and I said to it once, I won't drink you today, I will drink you tomorrow. One time a girl I like complimented my shoes, I said thanks, then walked away. Fucking idiot. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating and it gets everywhere. Not like here. Here everything is soft and smooth.